Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So on December 9th, the week of December 9th, usually on Friday I give a sermon in one of the local mosques in the Bay Area. So I get the text from the Harara family, and the request says, أستاذ هل من الممكن أن تدعو لعائلتنا في صلاة الجمعة? Would it be possible for you to offer a supplication for our family in the Friday prayer? He said, we have lost a large number from our family members. I said, كم العدد حتى أذكرهم في خطبتي? How many of them? So I may include them in the khutbah. I thought it will be few people. He responded with the text, 25. May 9th, 2024, the same brother sends me a list. He says, could you remember my family that were lost in Gaza? He said, we lost 10 today. The same type of request comes from A'ilat al-Qarra. A number of their students have been my immediate students. And then A'ilat al-Hijazi as well. Between the two families, right now they account to about 137 that were lost, murdered in the genocide. I could mention a number of other family members, including my immediate students in the classroom, where a student says, I can't write my paper right now. I just lost my maternal uncle and his family. Can I get an extension on submitting a paper? What we're dealing with today is a genocide that has been imposed on the Palestinians not since 1948, but since 1917. And we need to be able to write history, a history that needs to not only recall Palestinians of the past 2 years, but the Palestinians that have continued to face the structured dispossession, demonization, multiple transgenerational genocide, and continued erasure. Now I want to say thank you to the student movement. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for putting up with the multiple layers of complicity and co-production of genocide. You are on the correct side of history. And in the same way that the students in the free speech movement, in the anti-Vietnam War, in the anti-apartheid solidarity movement and Central American solidarity movement, the students were demonized, arrested, harassed, prevented from some completing their degrees. History remembered them, and history books, cafes, murals, art exhibits remember them, but not the chancellors, the administrators, the chairmen, the police, those who arrested them. They are in the dustbin of history. In the 70s and 80s, the student movement address had Soweto and South Africa on it. Today, you and those who are in solidarity with you on campuses and in the community have written the address of Gaza as the central focal point of global history. Today it's Khan Yunis, Jabalia, Rafah, Gaza City. That is the consciousness address for the global movement for justice, liberation, and resistance for the world. Now, I say this while knowing that our opposition is watching and listening. I am facing 7 lawsuits, a Senate investigation, a constant FOIA, Freedom of Information request. All of this done on top of a 2017 spying operation, Mossad on campus, that spent $2.5 million to spy on me and those who were promoting and working on the PDS. I laugh at them as saying being myself is a stimulus to the economy because so many people have to be hired. All of this is an admission on their part that they have lost the debate, and the only thing that is left for them is to muzzle and silence the statement of truth and justice. And therefore, we need to continue to speak truth to power. Now I have a few more minutes left, so I'm going to say and direct my last few words or last few minutes to what is taking place on campus. And these are 6 points that we need to remember. Gaza as a lived archive in the classroom. Don't allow anyone on the university campus to say talking about Gaza make me feel uncomfortable. Genocide should make you feel uncomfortable. The whole structure of campus climate was structured to erase Palestine and Palestinians from the campus. Gaza has to be narrated on the campus in the middle of a genocide. Second, we have to commit ourselves as educators, as those on campus, and also as those in the community. And I'm also critiquing Muslim Zionists. Muslim Zionists, don't tell me that God wants you to be silenced in the middle of genocide. The essence of Islam is justice, and the essence of Islam and the adab of Islam is to speak truth at the moment of genocide. We have to make sure in our pedagogy, the way we teach, that Gaza is present. We need to make the students speak their history, speak their feeling, speak their understanding. If Al-Hijazi family had death in Gaza, they need to be able to speak about it on campus. And the university should ask them, how do you feel? What can we do for you? Rather than actually bring in the police to monitoring them. Third, I know some are going to report, oh, he's angry. I am angry at genocide. I am angry at genocide. I'm angry at children being killed and nobody cares. I'm angry at the university where all Palestinian universities have been destroyed and they're literally gaslighting us about somebody's feeling that the Hatta is making them uncomfortable. Yes, I am angry for your silence, indifference, and lack of concern for Palestinians. 50 seconds, I'm mounting my time. Third point, Gaza is an intellectual mirror for higher education. I always spoke about the embedded intellectuals. We have so many embedded intellectuals in the university. They just want a bigger grant. They want to actually have importance. They want a new book of nothingness to be published so they will feel important in promoting the nothingness while they are embedded in power day in and day out. We need to put the mirror to the university. Fourth, we are carrying the emotional and ethical weight of the university. We are carrying the ethical and emotional weight of empire. And we need to remind them of this day in and day out. 5, this is very critical at the time of research and knowledge production. You have to ground your research and knowledge production in the moment. I know everybody wants to do research, so they want to move up from an important professor to a chair, from a chair to a vice chancellor, vice chancellor to a chancellor, to a person who knows nothing and say nothing. We cannot and should not engage our research other than making transformative change. This is the time for you to do so. And I want you to go out. Every university should have a Palestine studies program. Every university should engage in challenging anti-Palestinian racism. Every university should have an Islamophobia studies program. And I want to tell you, don't accept the university to use symbolic inclusion. What is symbolic inclusion? Let me tell you. You walk on the campus and you see all the pictures of women in hijab. You see pictures of Muhammad laughing, eating a falafel. Right? You see pictures of people that are melanin endowed. And you think the university is actually engaged in inclusion. That is all symbolic inclusion. Symbolic inclusion is structured around structural exclusion because you are not there at the decision making. In this current period, and I'm going to talk a little bit in here for just a few seconds to the Muslim students, increasingly the university discovered halal food and discovered wudu. Right? So they're trying to bring to the Muslim students, say, we're going to give you a halal place in the university to eat a hamburger slaughtered by an Israeli company maybe. Or we're going to help you get a wudu station, but stay silent on Palestine. Don't get involved with these troublemakers that are working on Palestine. Just make sure that you know the direction to Mecca that is coming from our friends who speak no truth, speak nothing whatsoever. Don't allow the university responsibility to provide you halal food or a place for wudu and prayer to be substituting for you to be silent on genocide. That is something that you need to be very clear about. No matter how upward mobility they can get you in places of importance but lack of significance. Go out and make history by being persons that speak truth to power. The last thing I want to say, Gaza should be the focal point on campus. My campus is Gaza. In campus are Gaza. The library is Gaza. The research is Gaza. And we need to connect it to every part of the struggle. Martin Luther King says in the 1963 evil society, militarism, materialism, and racism. These can be re-understood in relation to Gaza as well as transnationally. The time is today for a free Palestine. The time is today to liberate the university. The time is today for decolonization. We need I say the following for you. Imagine and dream of a different new world and go out and actualize it. Go out, dream and think and research and work for a new world, a different world, a just world, an inclusive world, and go out and make it. Students transformed history. The time is today to transform history. Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!